All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going deep on something that can be like a game changer for anyone selling on Etsy.
Yeah, we're talking about EverBee.
EverBee, right. So it's a tool, helps you with all sorts of things, but what is it really? Like in simple terms, our sources say it's like a secret weapon for Etsy sellers.
Basically, it's like having an inside scoop, right? You get this Chrome extension works right on Etsy. So like you're browsing, it's giving you intel.
Okay, so like it's spying on Etsy for you, kinda.
Kind of, but it's also a web dashboard for, the serious analysis stuff. So extension for quick looks, dashboard when you want to go deep.
Gotcha. And the whole point of this isn't just to like stare at numbers all day. What's the actual benefit? What does it do for, the listener who's trying to sell their stuff?
The big thing is it tells you stuff Etsy keeps secret. Like how much money listings are actually making, how many people are searching for certain things. So instead of just guessing, you actually see what's working and what's not. Now, this is where it gets really good for you guys listening. Imagine seeing which products are selling like crazy or what words buyers are using to find those products. That's the power of EverBee.
Exactly.
And that's what we're digging into today. How to use it to find those hot products, make sure your shop pops up in searches, and basically make your Etsy shop a success.
And we'll be looking at both the quick stuff you can do with the extension and the heavy-duty tools in that web dashboard.
Now, quick heads up, just so everyone's on the same page. Looks like some of EverBee's old features, the Trademark Monitor and Listing Rank Tracker, they're gone. As of March 2025, anyway.
Yeah, good to clear that up. You might see them mentioned online, but they're not around anymore.
All right. Let's jump into the first big feature then. Product analytics. What's the deal with that?
This one's all about like figuring out what's already selling well. See what I mean? Analyze those Etsy search results or even peek into a competitor's shop and see what's moving. So you can see what's popular, but more importantly, you're saying it tells you how well it's actually selling.
Exactly. You see the product name, the shop, the price, but then the good stuff. Estimated monthly sales, revenue, total sales to date, how many reviews, even how long the listing's been up. You get the full picture.
Okay, so for the folks listening, why is this such a big deal? How does this change the game for them?
It lets you see what's making money, not just what's getting clicks. Like, is this a fad or is it consistently selling? Total sales and listing age will tell you. You can spot the winners, the long-term champs.
Makes sense. Okay, but how do you actually use it? Let's say someone's listening. They're like, all right, show me how this works. What do they do?
Simple. You just, do a normal Etsy search, like handmade dog collars or whatever you're curious about. Search results pop up, right?
Right.
Then, boom, activate the EverBee extension. Usually a button. Click that. Select product analytics.
Easy enough. And then EverBee does its magic. Analyzes all those listings and gives you a nice organized table with all the important numbers.
And that's where we see those magic numbers, like how much each listing's making each month.
Exactly. You got price, monthly sales, monthly revenue, total sales, all that good stuff. How many reviews it has, how old the listing is, it's all right there. You can instantly spot the stars.
But there's got to be tons of listings. How do you make sense of it all?
That's where the sorting and filtering comes in. Click on any column header, boom, the table sorts by that. Want to see who's making the most dough? Click monthly revenue, and then there's filters. Only want to see stuff between, say, 10 and 50 bucks. Done. Or maybe you only care about listings with lots of reviews. Filter it out. You can even include or exclude keywords from the titles.
So you can really drill down and find exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly. You can even look for rising stars, right? Okay. Products that are selling 50 a month, but they're brand new, just listed in the past month. That's a hot trend right there. That's awesome. Now, what if that first page of Etsy results isn't enough?
EverBee's got you covered. They have this thing, the EverBee database. Instead of just those, 64 listings on the first page, this bad boy gives you the big picture.
So you find some listings, you're like, okay, these are interesting. What then? What can you do with that info?
You can click right on a listing, and EverBee gives you the juicy details, all the tags they're using, a link to the listing on Etsy, and from there, you can usually jump over to the shop details, see how the whole shop's doing.
Got it. So it's not just looking, right? There are things you can actually do within EverBee.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You find something you like, you can add it to your favorites, track it later. There's also usually a link to open it right on Etsy, see the pics, description, all that.
So you can get a feel for the potential profit right there. Makes sense. Now, can you customize this whole product analytics view?
Oh, yeah. It's super flexible. You can pick and choose which columns you want in that table, based on what you're researching, change the filters whenever. And if you really want to go deep, export the whole thing to a spreadsheet.
Okay, export, so you can analyze it however you want.
Exactly. EverBee will email you a CSV file, then you can go to town in Excel or whatever you use. It's also handy for keeping track of your research, and you can even change the currency if you need to.
All right, so we've covered the basics of product analytics, but for the pros out there, the folks who really know Etsy, how can they use this tool to get ahead of the game?
This is where you can find those golden nuggets, the hidden gems, like finding those high-demand niches where there's not a ton of competition. Try filtering for listings that are selling well but are brand new. Those are the ones to watch.
So jumping on trends early on.
Exactly. And keep an eye on the keyword score and the tag analytics. We'll talk about that later. It tells you which search terms have lots of buyers but not a million sellers using them. That's the sweet spot for SEO.
So there's demand, but you're not drowning in competition. What else can those experienced sellers do with all this data?
Well, they can really figure out why those top products are doing so well. It's not just the numbers, it's about understanding what makes them tick. Look at their tags, those are probably the keywords bringing in the traffic. Check their titles and descriptions for common themes or persuasive language.
Okay, so if you're looking at personalized dog bowls and you see they all mention custom engraved, that's a clue, right?
Exactly. And advanced sellers, they build up these lists of tags and keywords from the winners. It's like spying on the best, see what works for them.
So it's reverse engineering success. Now, can you also use this to find gaps in the market?
For sure. Maybe you see a product category that's selling well, but the reviews are kind of meh. That tells you there's room for improvement. Maybe you can offer something better, higher quality. EverBee points you to the right spot. Then you got to go read those reviews on Etsy to see what people are complaining about.
Interesting. So it helps you spot opportunities where others are falling short.
Yeah.
And what about seasonal stuff? Those peaks and valleys in demand.
Product analytics is your crystal ball for that. A few months before Christmas, start searching for Christmas ornaments, See what's already selling. Compare the listing age to the total sales. That's where the magic is. If it's new and selling a ton, that's a trend.
So plan ahead, get your stock ready.
Exactly.
Okay, so to sum up product analytics, how can people actually use it?
Number one, for research. Whether it's a new product or a whole niche, you got to validate the demand. Don't waste time on stuff nobody wants.
Makes sense.
And if you got a bunch of products, it can help you decide what to focus on, which ones to expand.
So product analytics, it tells you what to sell.
That's a good way to put it.
Any final tips for making the most of it?
Just remember, those sales and revenue numbers, they're estimates. Etsy doesn't tell everyone exactly how much is selling, so EverBee's using its own algorithm.
Makes sense.
It's pretty accurate, especially for the big sellers, but don't take it as gospel. Look for the big differences, the outliers. Those are the ones that tell you something.
So focus on the trends, the big picture, not the tiny details.
All right. So we know what to sell, but now we got to make sure people can actually find it. That's where keyword research comes in, right? This is all about seeing what words people are using to find stuff on Etsy. It's called keyword research, or sometimes tag analytics.
Got it. So you're saying it's about SEO, basically, making sure your listings pop up when people search.
Yep. And EverBee shows you how popular certain keywords are, how many other sellers are using them, all the intel you need to choose the right words.
Okay, so if I'm researching a keyword, what kind of info does EverBee give me?
You got the good stuff. You see the search volume. That's on average, how many people search for that term every month. Then you got competition. That's how many listings are already using that keyword.
So you can see how crowded it is, basically.
Yeah. And then the best part, you get the EverBee keyword score.
Okay, this score, what's that all about?
It's a quick way to see how good a keyword is. It compares the search volume to the competition. So high score means lots of people searching, not too many sellers using it.
Yeah, it's the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
Lots of demand, not too much competition.
Exactly. And on top of that, EverBee gives you related keywords. Think of it like brainstorm, longer phrases, synonyms, stuff you might not have thought of.
Oh, that's handy. Like you search for knit hat, and it might give you handmade beanie or winter hat with pom-pom.
Yep. And for each of those, you get the search volume, competition, and score. It helps you explore those little niches.
So how do you actually use this keyword research tool? Walk me through it.
You can go through the web app or just use the Chrome extension, usually a keyword research tab in there. You type in your keyword, hit search, and bam, EverBee does its thing.
Okay, so I type in ceramic mug. What do I see?
Right at the top, you got your main keyword, ceramic mug, with its search volume, competition, and score. Remember, green and a high number is good, red or a low score, maybe not so much.
Gotcha. Green good, red bad.
Simple. And then below that, you got your list of related keywords, each with its own set of numbers. That's where you can really start digging for gold, those less competitive gems.
So I got this list of keywords. Now what? What can I do with it?
You can filter them, export them, just like with product analytics. Maybe you only want keywords with a certain search volume, filter it down and export, and that's key. You can export tons of keywords and their data into a spreadsheet. Build yourself a little keyword treasure chest.
Organize it all. Keep track of everything. Makes sense. And once you've found these great keywords, how do you actually use them, to make your Etsy shop better?
It's all about sprinkling those keywords into your listings. Your titles, your tags, your descriptions. Make sure it flows naturally. Don't just stuff them in there. Like if EverBee says a handmade leather wallet is better than just wallet, use the longer phrase.
Got it. Use those good keywords everywhere you can.
And remember, you got 13 tags to play with. Use them all. This is an ongoing thing, Do your research for each product and keep tweaking those listings as you learn more.
So it's about constantly improving, always looking for an edge. What about some more pro-level strategies for keyword research?
One of the best is to focus on long-tail keywords. These are those longer, more specific phrases. Think about how people actually search. Instead of just dress, they might type in vintage floral maxi dress.
Right, because they know exactly what they want.
Exactly. Those long-tail keywords, they might not have huge search volume individually, but together they bring in targeted traffic, and the competition is often much lower. EverBee is great for finding these long-tail gems and its related keywords.
So build up a list of those long-tail keywords and make sure each of your listings is optimized for a few of them.
Exactly. And another pro tip, build yourself a keyword bank. Export those keywords. Keep them in a spreadsheet. Search volume, competition, score, the whole shebang. It's your go-to reference for new listings or updating old ones. And keep it fresh, update it every couple months. Trends change, competition changes. You got to stay on top of it.
Always staying ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And, it's always good to double check, right? Get a second opinion.
You got it. EverBee gives you Etsy data, but for your big keywords, it's smart to check Google Trends too. See if it's just an Etsy trend or if it's growing everywhere.
So combine EverBee's data with other sources, get the full picture. Now, what about folks who already have shops up and running? How can they use this keyword research to boost their existing listings?
It's all about small improvements, one step at a time. Look at your listings that are kind of languishing, not getting many views or sales. Then use EverBee to find better keywords for those products. Update the titles, tags, descriptions, the whole 9 yards.
So basically give those underperformers a makeover, keyword-wise.
Exactly. And keep an eye on your views and sales after you make those changes. See what works. Over time, these little tweaks, they add up. Your whole shop gets a boost in search visibility.
So keyword research, it's about getting found. Sum it up for us. What are the big benefits for listeners?
It's your tag optimizer. No more guessing. You know exactly which tags to use. It's also a niche finder. Those high search, low competition terms, those are the money makers.
Right. Find those little pockets of opportunity.
You can also check out your competitors, see if their tags are actually any good. And if you're doing any off Etsy marketing, like blogs or Pinterest, EverBee's keywords can help you choose the right topics, bring more people to your shop.
So it's not just about Etsy, it's about your whole online presence. Any final pro tips for mastering keyword research?
Always make sure those keywords are relevant. Don't chase the big numbers if they don't describe your product accurately.
Right. Got to stay true to what you're selling.
And try to combine those keywords, especially in your tags. Got a few good ones from EverBee. Try to fit them together.
Okay, like handmade jewelry and sterling silver earrings becomes handmade sterling silver earrings.
You got it. And last thing, Etsy's always changing, so don't get lazy.
Yeah.
Check your keywords every few months. Stay ahead of the trends.
So always be researching, always be improving. All right, we know what to sell, we know how to get found, but now we got to see what the competition's doing. That's where the shop analyzer comes in, right?
Right on. This one lets you peek behind the curtain, see what's making other shops tick. It could be a competitor or even your own shop, just to get a sense of the big picture. You see the whole shop, not just individual listings.
Okay, so like a bird's eye view of the competition. What kind of info does it give you?
It pulls everything together. All their active listings, their estimated sales and revenue, even the tags they're using across the board. It's like having a spy in their camp.
So you can see what's working for them, what's bringing in the dough, How can listeners actually use this to their advantage?
It's all about learning from the best, right?
Yeah.
See what strategies those successful shops are using. What are their top sellers? How much are they making? What keywords are they focusing on? You might spot patterns in their pricing, the types of products.
So it's about identifying opportunities, things you might be missing.
Exactly. Or areas where you can do things differently, stand out from the crowd.
Okay, so how do you actually use this shop analyzer? What's the step-by-step?
You need the shop name or the URL, the web address, and there's a couple ways to do it. If you're on their shop page with the EverBee extension, there's usually a shop analyzer button right there.
Easy peasy.
Or you can use the EverBee web app. They usually have a separate tool for it. Just paste in the name or the URL.
Okay, and then EverBee does its magic. What happens next?
You get a table, just like with product analytics, but this time it's all the products from that specific shop. Names, prices, sales estimates, all that good stuff. Usually sorted by revenue or sales, so you can see their top performers right away.
Makes sense. And you mentioned seeing their tags. That's got to be useful for your own SEO.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just like with individual listings, you can often click on a product in the shop analyzer and see the tags. It's like a peek into their SEO strategy. You can see the keywords they're using on their best sellers, get ideas for your own listings.
So it's about spotting patterns, seeing what works for them. What kind of patterns should people be looking for when they're analyzing a competitor?
Pay attention to whether their top sellers are all in a specific niche or if they're all over the place. What are their price points? Do they have a few massive hits or a bunch of okay sellers? Try to figure out their game plan.
So are they the high volume, low price type, or are they focusing on premium products?
Exactly. You might even find a product that's doing pretty well for them, but it's priced lower than everyone else. Maybe there's an opportunity to offer something similar, but a bit higher quality for a bit more money.
So finding those little gaps in the market, areas where you can step in and offer something better.
You got it. Now, here's a trick. Run the shop analyzer on your own shop, too. Compare yourself to the competition. Are they killing it with their top product? How does yours compare? Is it their tags, their photos, their reviews? You can pinpoint areas for improvement, maybe even change your product lineup based on what you learn.
So it's about self-assessment, seeing where you stand.
Right. And don't just analyze one competitor. Look at a bunch. Get the big picture of what's working in your market.
Okay, so beyond just seeing who the big players are, what are some more advanced strategies for using this shop analyzer?
One of the coolest is finding new product ideas. Look at your competitors, see what they're selling that you're not. If it's doing well for them and it fits your style or your skills, maybe it's worth trying.
So if you're selling knit scarves and you see they're also selling knit hats like hotcakes, maybe you should add some hats to your shop.
Exactly. It's about seeing what's already proven to work. And sometimes you can even figure out their marketing tactics. Like if a new listing suddenly starts selling a ton, that might mean they're promoting it somewhere else, like social media.
So it's like a clue to investigate their other channels, see what they're doing.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's pricing. Look at their prices, see what the market will bear. Don't underprice yourself, but don't be too expensive either. Find that sweet spot.
So it helps you find the right price point. Stay competitive.
And don't forget those tags. The shop analyzer is a goldmine for tag ideas. See what your top competitors are using, especially on their best sellers. You might find some hidden gems that'll boost your own SEO.
So it's like getting a shortcut to finding good keywords.
Exactly. You don't have to start from scratch. Just learn from those who are already doing it right.
Okay, so to sum up the shop analyzer, what are the key takeaways for listeners?
It's your competitor research tool. See what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how you can do it better. If you're new to Etsy, it's great for seeing what's possible, what kind of money you can make in different niches. And for the veterans, it's all about staying ahead of the game, keeping an eye on the competition, and seeing if the changes you're making are actually working.
So it's for everyone, really. Newbies and pros alike. Any final tips for using it effectively?
Don't get bogged down by old, inactive listings. Focus on the stuff that's currently selling. Use the data to learn, not to copy, and always combine it with your keyword research. See what keywords are driving those top-selling products.
So it's all about connecting the dots, using all the tools together. Okay, we've talked about research, but now let's talk about actually connecting with your customers. This is where EverBee email comes in, right?
Right. This is all about building relationships, beyond just the basic Etsy messages. It's a whole email marketing tool. just for Etsy sellers.
Cool. So what does it actually do? What are the main features?
You got two sides to it. First, you got automated emails. These are triggered by like orders, shipments, deliveries, that sort of thing. You can even automate review requests.
Makes sense. Keep those customers in the loop.
Then you got the email list and newsletter side. You can create landing pages, collect subscribers, and send out promotional emails, updates, all that good stuff.
So basically, you're building your own email list outside of Etsy. Why is that so important?
Because it's your own channel, you know? You're not relying on Etsy to deliver your messages. You can build a real connection with your customers, get them coming back for more.
Okay, so walk me through this. How do you get started with EverBee email?
First, you got to set it up in the EverBee web app. Connect your Etsy shop, put in your sender details, your shop name and email address.
Basic stuff.
Yeah. And pro tip, add yourself as a test subscriber so you can see how those emails will look. Always test it out first.
Good advice. And how do you actually start building that email list?
EverBee usually gives you tools to create a landing page or a sign-up form. Put that in your shop announcement, your thank you notes, your social media, wherever people can find it.
So make it easy for people to join. And what about those automated emails? How much can you customize them?
Oh, you got a good amount of control. For each type of email, order confirmation, shipping, all that, you can edit the content and the design, put your own logo in there, personalize the message, even include product recommendations or links to leave reviews.
Make it look nice, make it your own.
Exactly. Much better than those plain Etsy notifications. And then you got your regular newsletters and promotional emails.
Right, so it's not just tied to orders.
Nope. You can create new campaigns whenever you want, send them to your whole list, or sometimes you can segment it, send different emails to different groups.
Okay, so you can target your messages based on like what they've bought before or what they're interested in.
Yep, you can announce new products, sales, share updates, whatever you want.
Cool. So it's a full-blown email marketing system built right into EverBee. Now, how can people really take this to the next level? Any advanced strategies?
One of the best is use an email for repeat business. Send those follow-up emails, offer a discount code, get them coming back for more.
Right, because it's cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one.
Exactly. If EverBee has advanced automation, you can even create a whole series of emails, guide them through the whole customer journey.
So nurture those relationships, keep them engaged.
And another good one, segment your list, send different messages to different types of customers. Even just separate and first-time buyers from repeat customers can make a big difference.
Makes sense. Speak to their needs, their interests.
And of course, always be building your brand. Use your logo, your colors, your tone of voice. Make those emails feel like they're coming from you.
So it's about consistency. Reinforce that brand identity. What are some of the best ways Etsy sellers can use EverBee email?
It's great for making your customers happy, sending those personalized order updates and thank yous. It's also a fantastic way to get more reviews. Just automate those follow-up requests, made it easy for them.
Reviews are gold, right?
Yeah.
Social proof.
And when you're launching something new or you got a sale coming up, email is the way to go. Inform those loyal customers, get them excited.
So it's a direct line to your most engaged audience. Any final tips for making the most of EverBee email?
First and foremost, play by Etsy's rules. Build your list the right way. Don't spam people. And don't overdo it with the emails. No one likes a cluttered inbox. Keep them short, sweet, and visually appealing.
Right, quality over quantity.
And always test those emails on different devices, especially mobile phones. A lot of people are checking their email on the go.
Makes sense. So we've covered research, we've covered communication. Now let's talk about the bottom line. EverBee also has a profit calculator, right?
Yep, this one's all about the money. It helps you figure out how much you're actually making from each sale after all the Etsy fees and your own cost.
Why is that so important? Why do people need this?
Because it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of selling, forgetting about all those little fees. Listing fees, transaction fees, payment processing fees, it all adds up.
Right, got to factor in all those costs.
Exactly. And then there's your material costs, shipping, packaging, all that. The profit calculator lays it all out, helps you price your stuff right so you're actually making money, not losing it.
Okay, so how do you use this thing? What info do you need?
You got to input your sale price, the shipping price you charge, any discounts you're offering.
Okay, so far so good.
Then you put in your cost of goods sold. That's the cost of the actual item, the shipping materials, the packaging, all that.
So everything that goes into actually making and shipping the product.
Exactly. And if you're running Etsy ads, you can include your ad costs too.
Right. Got to factor in that marketing spend.
And there's usually a spot for any other miscellaneous costs, like, if you got to pay someone to help you pack orders.
Makes sense? So you put in all your numbers, then what?
You hit calculate, and EverBee spits out the magic numbers. Total revenue, Etsy fees, your total costs, your net profit, even your profit margin as a percentage. It's the full financial picture.
So you can see exactly where your money's going, how much you're actually keeping.
Yep. And this helps you figure out if your pricing is on point. If that profit margin's too low, maybe you got to raise your prices or find ways to cut your costs.
Right. So it's a tool for making adjustments, fine-tuning your business.
Exactly. And you can play around with the numbers, do some what-if scenarios. What if I raise my price by $5? What if I find a cheaper supplier? It helps you make smart decisions.
So it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about making those numbers work for you.
Okay, I think we've covered everything. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yeah, I would just say that EverBee has incredibly powerful tools. They can really help you take your Etsy business to the next level. But they're just tools. You still need to bring your own creativity and your own understanding of your market to the table.
Absolutely. The data can inform your decisions, but it's ultimately up to you to make the best choices for your business.
Exactly.
So as you're exploring EverBee and all of its features, remember to stay true to your brand and to your vision for your shop.
And don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. That's how you'll find what works best for you.
Well said. And all of our listeners out there, keep creating, keep hustling, and keep making those sales.
And keep those profit margins healthy.